Good morning, John. I'm here to debunk a myth that is really hard not to believe knowing what we know. The internet brings out the worst in people. I mean, you see in the comments, we all know that the anonymity of the internet allows the deep evil inside of every human, except for me, of course, to spew forth in a fountain of vomitous hate. And yeah, I see it even on our content. On our sex episode of Crash Course Psychology, there were comments, thumbed up comments nonetheless, talking about how homosexuality is a disease. And yeah, there are two hosts on SciShow Space, one of them is male and one of them is female. I would like you to guess which one has constant comments about their appearance every time they're in a video. Just go ahead and guess. But you and your friends, you aren't hate mongers. So it must be other people, those people at the grocery store who seem so nice in person, but then when they get home, they go on the internet and they shrug off the clothes of their cultural burden and they put on their costume and they become internet turd. But I want to make a hypothesis here. I'm thinking anonymity doesn't bring out the worst in people. It just brings out the worst people. Imagine, if you will, a D-bag. This person goes on the internet and he says nasty things to people. He's racist and he's sexist. He doesn't have a lot of friends because he doesn't like people, and people also don't like him. On average, he speaks to about 0.02 human beings in the real world per day. In the physical world, this human is entirely invisible. We have no idea they exist. He doesn't want to express his beliefs in the real world because they are unacceptable. But on the internet, he not only gets to express his views to lots of people, those people then engage with him. It's a kind of exercising of power. This person isn't like a sweetheart all day long and then goes home and becomes a D-bag. He's a D-bag. The reason you don't run into internet trolls in real life isn't because they're normal people with deep evil inside of them. It's because trolls don't talk to people in real life. This entire episode is conjecture. I've got no research to back this up, but it would be fairly easy research to do because I think internet trolls would be super excited about filling out surveys that graduate students in psychology gave them. It seems pretty likely to me that at least a good portion of them are narcissists. And honestly, I think understanding this and understanding those people is really important because I think the narrative of the hateful internet negatively affects the culture of the internet. People hear and believe that comments are a nasty place. They are certainly a much more nasty place than we tend to interact with in the real world. The result is that fewer and fewer normal, not trolly people interact in those spaces, and they get worse and worse. While at the same time we prove over and over again that the internet can actually be a place where lots of really cool and great things happen. Cool things happen. Wikipedia. For Christ's sake. And my even greater worry is that people will look at the comments of a YouTube video and say, look, a third of these people, at least, are just terrible, and that all social spaces are hostile and antagonistic, which is very not the case. What we're looking at down in the comments is extreme selection bias. People don't want to comment because it seems like a hostile place, so only hostile people comment. So it shouldn't be a surprise that when 100,000 people watch a video, there are some people who are racist, bad people. Now, a big problem here is that YouTube has lately been promoting discussion rather than how many people thumb up a comment. So a comment will end up way at the top of the video because lots of people are discussing that comment. That isn't usually because there's a good discussion happening there. It's usually because that first comment was extremely inflammatory and wrong, and people are arguing about it. And the trolls are loving it. That's an algorithmic problem. I don't know if they know about it. Just let me guarantee you, as a person who has met a number of people, most of them, like 90% of them, are good. They're good people. Not because culture tells them to be good, but because they're people, just like you and just like me. John, I'll see you on Tuesday.